Sometimes a whole worldview can be captured in just a few words. Today, we're going to explore an ancient Chinese story that does exactly that. It asks a question we all face. Just how much of the world do we truly see? This is the story of the frog in the well.
Here they are, the four characters that make up this beautiful idiom, Yi Di Zhi Wa. If we say it out loud, it sounds like this, Jing Di Zhi Wa. It's like a tiny window looking out onto a huge idea, an idea about the little worlds we sometimes build for ourselves.
So to really get the full picture, we have to look at the pieces first. Let's take a closer look at each character, one by one. The very first character is Jing. It means a well. Just picture it, a deep, round opening lined with stones going down into the earth for water. From the bottom, all you can see is a small, perfect circle of sky. Next we have B. This character means the bottom, the very base of something. So now we have the idea of the bottom of the well. And this third character is a simple one, but it's so important. It's zhi. Think of it as a little bridge, like the word of in English. It connects the idea that came before it to the one that's about to come. And that brings us to our final character, Wa, which simply means a frog. So when we put it all together, we literally have Jing Di Zhi Wa, the frog of the bottom of the well. But the story behind these words, well, that's where their true power comes from. And for that, I'll pass it over to my colleague. Thank you. This beautiful phrase actually comes to us from a very old text by the Taoist philosopher Zhuangzi. He wasn't just writing down words, he was telling a simple story to get at a really profound idea. An idea about knowledge and arrogance and just how small our own experience can be. So what does it all mean? Well, when you call someone a frog in a well, you're talking about a person with a very narrow point of view, someone who really believes their small world is all that exists. Let's dive into Zhuangzi's tale and see how he brings this idea to life. Okay, so picture this. There's a frog, and he has spent his entire life at the bottom of an old well. And to him, this place is everything. It's his kingdom, he can splash around in the cool water, he can rest on the damp stone ledges. He is the master of his domain. And he is so proud, so happy, and completely sure that there is no better place in the entire universe. But then, one day, everything changes. The frog looks up and sees a giant turtle peering down from the world above. The frog, bursting with pride, immediately invites the turtle to come down and see his perfect home, having no idea that his entire reality is about to be turned upside down. The great turtle tries to go into the well, but he can't. He's just too big. Before he can even get his left foot all the way in, his right knee gets stuck. The frog's entire world, his whole paradise, can't even contain one part of this visitor. The turtle, realizing he can't get in, decides to just describe his own world to the frog instead. He talks about the great Eastern Sea, a place so vast that 1,000 miles can't describe its width, a place so deep that 1,000 fathoms can't measure its depth. He explains that it doesn't get bigger when there are floods, and it doesn't get smaller during droughts. It just is. Beyond measure, beyond time. Hearing this, the frog was just stunned, absolutely speechless. For the first time, he understood that his whole universe was nothing more than a tiny, insignificant speck. All his pride just melted away, and in its place was this humbling, shocking awareness of how little he actually knew. He'd never seen the world as it was, only as it looked from the bottom of his well. And right there, that's where the story leaves the ancient world and walks right into our modern lives. Because Zhuangzi wasn't really just telling a story about a frog, was he? He was holding up a mirror to all of us. The story really invites us to stop and ask, what are the wells in our own lives? Maybe it's a social media feed that only ever shows us opinions we already agree with. Or maybe it's being so deep in our own career that we don't understand what people in other fields are even talking about. We all live in some kind of well. The real wisdom is in recognizing that we're in one. The frog's journey is really a perfect map for our own. The story teaches us that our perspective, just by its nature, is limited. Real growth doesn't come from being the master of our own little well. It comes from the humility of realizing there's a vast ocean out there that we've never even seen. It's a powerful reminder that our comfort zones can so easily become our cages. So, how would you actually hear this phrase used today? Well, it's often used to gently point out that someone has a blind spot. For example, if someone has lived in the same small town their whole life and makes a big, sweeping statement about how the world works, you might think to yourself, he's a bit of a frog in a well. It's just a way of recognizing that their world has maybe been a little too small.
Learn Chinese one story at a time.